Hey guys, you know what would be hilarious? What if MGTOW made their own holiday to attack Valentine's Day? Oh wait, what's this? Happy International MGTOW Day? More like International Bitching Day. Whiners of the world unite. Honestly though, never has the name for a so-called holiday been so wrong on so many levels. What is so happy about being bitter and bitchy towards women? A group that constantly buys the red pill philosophy and MGTOW bullshit that men must all escape from the invisible oppression destroying men. Come on, MGTOW have some of the most pathetic and lame attitudes, which explains why many of them seem to hate society, and which is probably a reason why you won't see many of these guys at parties. I mean, can you imagine if this became a national holiday? It'd be so depressing. I think the human race needs to de-evolve from this stupidity. Good morrow, ladies and gents. It is I, the Crimson Crusader, the only YouTuber MGTOWs love to hate. I hope you all enjoyed your Valentine's Day and gave a box of chocolates to that special woman in your life. Otherwise, you are a selfish loser. I'm sorry about the jokes, but I have to make fun of the irrational bitterness that many MGTOWs seem to hold towards women. I also want to let every person out there know that although anti-MGTOW is very critical of you, we still believe MGTOW are human beings that deserve respect. But, unfortunately, it is getting harder and harder for us to do so as MGTOW seems to be getting more toxic and hostile. Now, in today's video, I'm going to expose how much of a waste of time International MGTOW Day is. A holiday that should have been aborted because it's just a bad holiday on so many levels. Let me know in the comments below if International MGTOW Day should be even called a holiday. It is time to end the misery of men and crash this terrible party. Now before we begin, let's first define what makes something a good holiday. This will be important later on in the video to reveal the stupidity of the existence of this celebration. I think you would all agree that a holiday is usually something that celebrates an event or a group of people that have made a positive contribution to benefit the common good or society. Furthermore, a holiday is a traditional concept that serves as a way to grow and support the community in a positive way. Pretty much every holiday fits into this definition. Holidays such as Martin Luther King Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas, Thanksgiving, and so on. Now, let's find out what International Whiner MGTOW Day is. According to MGTOW.com, International MGTOW Day is apparently a MGTOW holiday celebrated every Valentine's Day, and it was founded on February 14th, 2015. And it's a response to Valentine's Day, apparently. So the reason why they promote or have MGTOW International Day, whatever, is because they want to have the death of Valentine's Day. Because apparently Valentine's Day is ruined by women and it's a waste of time and money. Oh, and also because Valentine's Day is somehow dedicated to women. Now, I'll be doing another video debunking the MGTOW.com article that talks about this, but I'm going to more focus on debunking International MGTOW Day. Now, another reason why MGTOW support this holiday is because it apparently promotes the positivity of MGTOW and basically celebrates and honors the MGTOW community in general. Now, oh my gosh, good one. This is honestly such a joke. Well, now that we have an idea of what this day is, let's compare it to what a good holiday is and expose just how terrible this and pointless this holiday really is. We all know a holiday is a celebration of some great accomplishment to better the community. However, MGTOW haven't really done anything other than complaining about exaggerated or non-existent problems such as gynocentrism. Even if these problems were true, what have they really done to address these issues? This point is proven time and time again when watching my other videos debunking MGTOW. It makes no sense why anyone should celebrate a holiday that promotes these delusions. But let's imagine that the MGTOW problems are real. If so, then what have they really done to accomplish or to even bring a simple solution to these problems? They cry about gynocentrism oppressing men. Many claim more men are dying in the workplace, which proves somehow that a man's safety is disregarded. They claim that the whole court system is biased and anti-men's rights. Many complain about the supposed evil nature of women who just want to manipulate and destroy men's lives without remorse. And then they go on to complain about how men are being shamed and how intolerant people are towards MGTOW. Many claim that men's rights are slowly being taken away, and then they complain about the division feminism has caused in society. And that is maybe the only real argument so far. But what has the MGTOW done to address these situations, as I have said before? What have they done to better men's lives? The answer is simple. Nothing. They have achieved absolutely nothing. Their solution is there is no solution, and that you should focus on yourself and not care about women or the world. This does not solve anything but build more division between the genders. And if men's rights are truly being taken away, you're basically giving them up to the feminists because you're giving them more control by your apathy. Being apathetic and just letting feminists run around is going to give them more power because there's less resistance. So MGTOW does not protect your rights, but rather it is an escape from the problems. Not only has MGTOW failed to do anything, but it has actually proved how counterproductive they are to men by some of them attacking MRAs, because they believe that reforming the system to help men has no chance of success. And now, as I said before, not all MGTOWs are attacking, but even if they are not attacking the MRAs, by basically being apathetic towards and not even really supporting the MRAs and believing there's no hope for change, they are really hurting men. Because at least the MRAs have been trying to reform society by attacking the corruption that is evident in some courts. And yes, while you could argue that they have not achieved much, it is because fighting for what's right takes time and support. MGTOW, by basically not doing anything and telling men, hey, screw, we don't care, is basically slowing down the process and making it longer by giving up and attacking the MRAs. Some of them attacking the MRAs, not all of them. Now, holidays are usually supposed to be inspiring, and I think it's pretty clear that MGTOW is the antonym of inspiration. MGTOW is cynicism and playing the victim. I'm sorry, but I don't think bitching about how bad things are and offering no solutions to these problems is something to be celebrated. Even anti-MGTOW have done more than you, and we haven't even been around that long. Anti-MGTOW have offered solutions, and we are inspiring men with our International Anti-MGTOW Day video to free men from MGTOW's fake news and that humans have hope for a better tomorrow. We believe that if there is the problems that the MRAs say exist, we support them and we believe they can make a change. We have hope. But MGTOW doesn't. MGTOW is giving up. And that is just so pathetic. Who celebrates giving up? No one celebrates quitters. We celebrate winners. That anti-MGTOW video has done more in 4 days than what MGTOW have done in 10 years. That is an example of a true holiday. Now, another aspect that makes up a holiday is the people being celebrated. International MGTOW Day celebrates the MGTOW community, and that is already a problem in and of itself. Holidays that honor people should honor role models, and unfortunately, the MGTOW community has proved itself to be the opposite of a role model. The first main problem with the MGTOW community is there is no accountability. There are many instances when a MGTOW says something, and he will usually be believed by many members in the MGTOW community. The irony is MGTOW promotes itself as an individualistic group, yet there's a lot of hive-minded behavior that exists. The most obvious example of this is MGTOW claiming hypergamy is an undeniable fact. The problem with this is there is not enough scientific evidence coming from a reliable source that supports this theory. MGTOW failed time and time again to give reliable sources from scientists and various studies from independent sources that replicate the experiment, or replicate the findings to show that this instinct actually exists. Now, satisfying these requirements would make this statement more believable, that hypergamy is true. But no, it seems MGTOW opt for what sounds good rather than what is true. The next problem in the MGTOW community is there seems to be a significant amount of intolerance that many times makes MGTOW so cancerous. A significant amount of people in the MGTOW community use shaming language to make personal attacks on anti-MGTOWs who have a different opinion than them. While I understand where these responses come from and how they might be very emotional about it, that does not give them the excuse to be disrespectful. Don't believe it? Here are some examples of these disgusting attacks.
Cock, you are actually spreading MGTOW content.
Loud sound of a bitch slap. Go back to your cave, bitch. I bet you are just a fat, ugly, black whale bitter about being a spinster, aren't you? You are a camouflage chameleon trying to infiltrate MGTOW spaces with your complete lack of insight while hiding behind your deluded ideals of equality. Anti-MGTOW. No, you're just a male feminazi, a simp, a mangina, a fucking bitch.
Then in another comment he says,
Diet Coke trad cook. That's what you are. There's no such thing as anti-MGTOW. Ironic that you use MGTOW in your tags, and yet you're trying to go your own way as well. Take your feminazi ideals over to feminist frequency, but they'll love you over there. Chameleon Purge 2019.
and then someone else says,
Chameleon Purge. Hashtag Thought Chop. Hashtag MGTOW men. Going their own way. Stop being a blue pill made of male provider, white knight cuck, and a male feminist pussy. Men don't follow this fool.
and then the guy takes a step further.
At Crimson Crusader.
I only shame you because you shame yourself by having anything to do with women.
Should anyone be proud of community that sounds like a bunch of whiny radical feminists? Oh, boo-hoo, someone has a different opinion than you. I find it ironic how MGTOW is a group that supports men making independent choices without being shamed. Yet, they have no problem shaming others who have a different opinion than them. Making personal attacks to maliciously bully others into stopping their criticism is not only wrong, but it reveals the insecurity and weakness surrounding the MGTOW community. The hypocrisy in the MGTOW community continues to show itself when MGTOW accuse women of being selfish. Ironically, a core concept in the MGTOW community is that a man should solely focus on investing in himself and rejecting the so-called evil gynocentric society. How is not caring about people around you and only focusing on yourself not selfish? No one should take your whining about selfish women seriously when you yourself are selfish. Practice what you preach. Even more disturbing is the lack of accountability that goes even further in the MGTOW community. Many MGTOW can lie and make up whatever the hell they want, and the MGTOW zombies will believe them. The hive-minded mentality I talked about earlier is unhealthy, as in many cases, it misleads others into believing bullshit. Nazi Germany is the best example of this, because there was no one to keep the Nazi government accountable, and criticism was not allowed. And this misled people into believing the Jews were evil and that they were the enemy, and that led to the death of millions. Furthermore, when you watch MGTOW videos or try searching toxicity in the MGTOW community, nothing comes up criticizing MGTOW. There are no videos. There are no videos that address what I am talking about, and it exposes the lack of integrity in the MGTOW community. There is no excuse for popular MGTOW who have been a part of their community for years to not make some statement denouncing personal attacks on anti-MGTOW and hate comments made by some MGTOW to disparage women. Tell me, why should any rational and forward-thinking man look up to a community that fails to address its own problems of intolerance, bitterness, and hypocrisy? Aspect of a good holiday is it is inclusive and it invites all people to respectfully take part in the celebration. First of all, instead of using International MGTOW Day as a way to develop a supportive community to help men, it seems many MGTOW opt to eat steak and be a loner. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing to do, or all MGTOW do this, but is that a really productive and a good way to celebrate a holiday? Why not make videos inspiring men to find solutions to problems men face every day in society, such as mainstream attacks on masculinity? We need less complaining and more doing. So not only does this day fail to bring men together, but MGTOW actually promotes division in society. On MGTOW.com, the focus of MGTOW is to work in the best interests of men and reject society. How is focusing on yourself and screwing everyone else over a positive thing, MGTOW? Or what about some of the MGTOW Discord servers that exclude people just for being another gender or having another opinion? What about all the hate comments in MGTOW calling women as a whole selfish and childish? This is fake news because MGTOW don't hate anyone. Let me show you some MGTOW hate comments.
Women no longer deserve men's respect or protection. Women are slaves by design. The red pill is strong and plentiful in the great city that is Chicago. Once MGTOWs grow more, change will come. Live strong. Women are evil and don't deserve men. Let them live in... Yep, women do not lead to a happy life.
I guess hate doesn't exist in MGTOW. It's all sunshine and red pill rainbows. I must be wrong because God forbid someone wakes up from the MGTOW matrix. Many in the MGTOW community seem to be hostile to talking to a woman and automatically assume she's one of those hoes, bitches, etc., and you get the point. I mean, come on, folks. Have you ever heard a MGTOW talk about women in a positive way before? There are some other MGTOW who want all men to be MGTOW so that all women will go back to their traditional roles. How come these MGTOW are not called tradcons? And also, trying to limit the supply of partners to coerce women into doing what you want them to makes you look like a control freak and builds resentment. If these MGTOW succeed, it could even, if the MGTOW basically, the point here is if MGTOW continues the way it is, that's hate, and it's going to create more division, and it's going to lead to maybe even a gender war. I'm sorry, but if a large amount of people in your community cannot handle criticism, it makes you look paranoid and insecure, as I stated before. Not everyone who disagrees with you is out to get and control you. And MGTOW needs to address all of these issues. All these negative influences make me wonder if MGTOW as a community are really going their own way, or if they're acting like a bunch of embittered scoundrels. But some MGTOW might argue, that's not all MGTOW, and you are absolutely correct. However, the problem is International MGTOW Day is celebrating the MGTOW community as a whole. If you're celebrating a community in general, you're claiming it to be generally good. The problem is that many people in the MGTOW community are not setting a good example, but are in fact toxic. Remember, these claims I make are not a few cases. There are many examples out there that are so easy to find. Go look in the comments section of MGTOW videos and you will see the hate comments directed towards women. If MGTOW does value positivity in the lives of men, how come they are not addressing the divisive and cancer embedded in MGTOW? Now, it's quite obvious that International MGTOW Day is a joke, as I can't understand why anyone would take the MGTOW seriously with all the nonsense they keep spewing out. In conclusion, no sane individual would ever support a day like this that promotes a hypocritical, bitter, divisive, and irresponsible community that just spreads more negativity than good across the internet. Before you make a day celebrating your community, take a look at yourself in the mirror, and actually make an effort to do something great. People like Martin Luther King Jr., George Washington, and veterans deserve to be honored because they actually did something instead of just complaining and offering no solutions. Remember, this video is only criticizing the actions and ideas of the MGTOW community, and I condemn all malicious attacks that attempt to harm or infringe their right to speak freely. If you like this video, give it a like and share the truth with everyone you know. In the comments section below, tell me what you think of International Whiner Day. Remember to support this channel by subscribing and hitting the notification bell so you can receive updates on my latest videos. You can also follow me on Twitter at Crimson Crusader. I hope you enjoyed this video. Continue to share the love of Valentine's Day, and I will be back with another video defending the beauty of human kindness. Fare thee well.